Time and time again.
Well, it is time. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Who? But y'all don't remember that. This is your boy, man, Mike, coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons NFL take. I got a couple of conversations that I want to talk about. And I think this would be interesting for everybody involved. You can hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, you got some questions. Do not forget to leave it there. We got a pretty good show for you guys. Not only right now, I'm gonna raise some motherfucking hell. So go ahead and say, "Oh hell yeah" in the comment section. All right, and tell your friends, your cousin, your auntie, your baby to cover her ears. Hey, you might want to change the motherfucking diaper too, because it's gonna be a lot of shit right here on Mad Mike Sports, man. All right, so y'all not gonna well, some people might like it, some people might not like it. But you follow me on Twitter, on Twitter. You can follow me on IG. Um if you guys want film, okay, takes on some film. Follow me on some quick tapes, some quick film breakdowns. Excuse me. Follow me on Instagram, man. I actually have a channel that is um, it's pretty new for the most part. And I will drop some videos on the IG channel. But again, y'all got to follow me on Mad Mike Sports on Instagram. I have Mad Mike Network on TikTok. Also, there you can check me out there, man. Um, quite a few things coming. All right, y'all gonna get a lot of shit from me. All right. Um, first of all, I okay. This is a conversation. Before I get into that, man. Sherman Wood, what's going on? Keyshawn, what's going on? I got the tag, man. I'm actually do a video on the tag that you put out on Twitter. So appreciate that. They're gonna highlight that and get my take on your article that you wrote. ATL Leo, what's going on, pimping? Eric Mack, what's going on? Robert Ponder. I got a homeboy named David Ponder, and I went to school with, and uh, yeah, we cracked a lot of damn jokes and drawn the shit out of each other. So every time I see Robert Ponder, I think about David Ponder. Um, Millie Mill, what's going on? Okay, so there's been a bit of a ain't no fucking misunderstanding with me, but I'ma just say it like this. I just find I find it incredibly funny that you look at one hand, and this has been the source of my um I'll say uh not a source of anger, so to speak, because it's not what it is. Um it's been a source of a debate in regards to Raheem Morris and Arthur Smith, because I find it incredibly funny that Southside, what's going on? I just find it funny that on one hand you get this guy who had everything in Jesus' name, okay, everything in Jesus' name given to him. This dude was given an opportunity at the prime age of, I think he was like 32 or something like that. He was young when he got the job in Tampa. All right. He was given that opportunity. Right? Given it. Because if he was the chosen one. Raheem was labeled the chosen one. And yes, I am on my bullshit. So if you don't like it, go ahead and say bye, bitches. because I am on my bullshit. I find it funny that one guy was given every opportunity, not only with Tampa Bay, but he was given the opportunity here in Atlanta. When we brought him in, guess what we brought him in as? Oh, assistant head coach. This motherfucker didn't come in and just be a defensive back and a defensive coordinator and a wide receiver coach. He was given that right off the bat. An opportunity to be what? Assistant head coach. Assistant to the head coach. Assistant head coach. In charge of a lot of what? Decisions being made. And then you look at guys like Arthur Smith, a lot of the same that what a lot of people would assume that he was given. Though he had a lot of, I guess you would say he had a lot of these. Hey, John, what's going on? He had a lot of these same quote unquote opportunities given to him. You can say because of his daddy rich. Um, you can go as far as you want with that, but like I said, my statements and my feelings in regards to both of these guys have never, changed for the most part. Um, Raheem Morris, and I want to kind of give, if I could, let me pull it up on Instagram because I want to read you guys some comments on why I'm kind of irritated when it comes down to this. Okay, so and this is on Instagram, man. Look, this got about 235 shares. Okay, so it's pretty. I don't say viral for the most part, but it's something that I cut up. I'll take from here and I put it on Instagram, and it did quite well. So I want to kind of highlight a few comments. Uh, okay, so and I don't know why Instagram would hide a comment because I actually like the bullshit. All right, so you got Arthur Smith. He says Arthur Smith ain't do nothing but, like you said, develop the offensive line. What other players are you saying he developed? Nobody asked you to praise Raheem, but don't sit here and act like Arthur Smith just took us to the playoffs 2 years. He wasn't. He hasn't done more or less than Raheem. Interesting in itself. Um, this dude wrote a lot, so y'all kind of bear with me here. Um, you talking about what was available to the team financially when Arthur Smith here and now that Raheem is that Ra is pointless because that's out of anyone's control. Julio did not leave because he was a coward. Um, as I stated, uh, it says a simple conversation for our owner who kept putting it off, dodging him. All he wanted to know was they are trying to trade him. All right, with the bullshit and all this Joker so misunderstood. All this dick sucker is doing, and this is what he is. He's a dick cocksucker. I already know he really got triggered by me saying this about Julio Jones. Um, first of all, first thing I want to address about the nobody asked you to praise Raheem. Well, he doesn't know this. Um, but yeah, they actually are. People are asking Mad Mike, K Styles, and every other person that is allegedly black to hop on board the positive train. They want us to hop on board of the positive train of Midnight Train Raheem. Y'all want us to hop on board to the Midnight Train of Raheem. You don't want anybody to state the obvious in regards to Raheem Morris. And this is why a lot of these people now, all you summer bitches was crying and whining, and not all. If it don't apply, scroll on by. Okay? But a lot of you people were just this preseason. Why, man? I can't believe he's not playing Kirk Cousins. I can't believe he's not playing Michael Penix. Twitter was absolutely on fire before the game and during the game. So much so that y'all had to take it out on a guy that has been a journeyman. I'm going to say a journeyman quarterback because Easton Stick is pretty much, he's had some pretty good games. And when he had his opportunity to showcase his skills, no, he wasn't a superstar. No, he wasn't a great quarterback, but he was able to put up some decent numbers as a quarterback. He was able to do that. So you took out all your frustration. You took all your anger out on Easton Stick. I see Stick. A lot of people making a lot of jokes in regards to Easton Stick, and I find it funny. Is that let me read off some because I find this funny because I want to put up some Easton Stick. I want to highlight some Easton Stick, and this is why people don't necessarily like me. And quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a fuck because I find it funny that Eastern Stick. Okay, Eastern Stick statistics. Okay, so this guy played with the Los Angeles Chargers, and he filled in a few games, and he passed for 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Yeah, he did that. Eastern Stick did that. Yeah, we got Falcons fans that try to pretend like this guy's never played a single game because they probably don't know and they never did any research. And I'm talking about Falcon fans and NFL fans. A lot of you people have never even seen this dude play. But you just assume because he played in the preseason and he threw this and he threw that against a bunch of second and third and fourth and fifth and 16th ranked players and wide receivers and offensive linemen and running backs. And he had bad games and bad throw, and pretend like he didn't throw a couple touchdowns and had amazing chemistry with Nick Nash, Drummond, Chris Blair. He had amazing chemistry to go, but we're not going to highlight that. Let's not highlight that truth. Let's focus on Eastern Stick playing bad and highlighting his bad moments. Then on one hand, you want me to look at the smiley face assassin right here. You want me to look at the smiley face assassin and pretend as if he had never done anything bad. You want Mad Mike to look at the smiley face assassin and say, "Oh, let's give him a chance, man, Mike. That's not fair. It's not his fault that Arthur Blank had $300 million. It's Arthur Blank's fault for what? Not giving Julio Jones his $60 million when he first asked for it. That's his fault. You can't blame Julio for that." That is Arthur Blank's fault. And then you want me to point the finger, shit all over Arthur Smith, who was playing football, wide receivers. He was playing with wide receivers that was about as talented as motherfuckers on Mario Kart. This man was out here playing with wide receivers, running backs who couldn't even average more than 2.2 yards a fucking carry. And I'm supposed to crap all on Arthur Smith. Mike, you didn't say that about Arthur Smith. The motherfucker had Oompa Loompas. This motherfucker had Mario. Look, this motherfucker had Mario characters and goddamn Oompa Loompas at wide receiver. These motherfuckers are literally running into each other in the middle of the game. The whole world saw these fucking goofs running into each other, couldn't run a slant properly, and I'm supposed to sit up here and smash and bash and down who? Arthur Smith. You want me to crap on this man when this motherfucker, these people, how you doing, Christy? You want me to crap on Arthur Smith when we had Tajay Sharp? Where in the bloody hell is Tajay Sharp right now? Anybody want to talk about this? You want to talk about this? Because we're going to talk about it. This is why I say I'm not going to do it. You want me to crap on Arthur Smith when this dude was literally sitting there with absolute NFL bombs as their starters. We had a glorified number 4 receiver as one of our number 1 guys, of our top receivers in Russell Gage at a point. Tajay Sharp. Are you kidding me? And you want me to, and you have the unmitigated gall to sit up here and say, Mike, you didn't say this about Arthur Smith. You didn't put him down. Do we have to read off? Do I have to read off the depth chart for this wide receiver core for the Atlanta Falcons? What, in 2021? Do I have to do that? Because it's quite funny. See, everybody he keep doing, I never liked him. Look, this ain't about, nonsense. We don't talk about what's fair. We're not going to talk about what you liked and, he was terrible. Let's talk about what's fair. Do we really want to talk about this? We had the gambling aside. We had the gambling crypt. Okay. Who didn't play? He didn't play because he was too fucking stupid to tell his baby mama or uncle cousin that sell dope on the side of the street. He too fucking stupid to tell him to do it for him. He gonna do it and got himself suspended for a fucking whole year. We had Christian Blake. You remember him? Wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. We had Chris Rowland, Juwan Green, Jamon Moore, Antonio Nunn, Russell Gage, Olamide Zaccheaus, Tajay Sharp, Trevor Davis. How many of them motherfuckers, how many of those people are still in the damn NFL? Frank Dobb, like how many of these people are in the NFL and you want me because I say something about Raheem Morris that is less than desirable. You want me to crap on Arthur Smith, okay? Because I want to read off what Raheem had. Should I say last year? Should I do last year? I'll do last year. Yes, OZ is on his what fourth, fifth team now. He is in the league. Yes, he is. Okay, so this is why you look at these two guys and you want me to bash Arthur, and I'm not going to do it. He has Drake London, Cordero Hodge, David Seals was here last year, Blair. Obviously, you got Pitts, Darnell Mooney, Casey Washington. Let's be real about that. Was that wide receiving core? Is Raheem wide receiving core better than Arthur? Like, yes, they are still upset. Like that man saw Julio. Look, that man saw Julio was gone. That man started. Look, I'll find me a way to get kicked out of the league. Mm-hmm. So obviously, when you look at the wide receiving core, and then you ask me that Arthur Smith is a bad passing game coordinator. I mean, he's not great at it. He's not great at it at all. Just my opinion. I think he's one of those guys that you have to have a system in place. You got to have because he's great with the running game, play action design. But I think he needs someone that can help him, kind of add to his system. Everybody needs that. Every coach needs that. So when I look at Arthur Smith, his receiving, and then I look at Raheem, and then you tell me that when you got guys from the likes of Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, Drake London, Kyle Algier. Like, let's be real. And you still had another wide receiver, had another quarterback by the name of whom? Kirk Cousins. And then I got people saying to themselves, Mike, that was Arthur Blank. He wanted Kirk Cousins. Nah. He hired Raheem on the strength that he would be able to bring in a quarterback, and he convinced the organization that all right, Kirk Cousins. I'm positive I can bring in Kirk Cousins. When the Atlanta Falcons at that particular time, they were desperate. We were desperate as an organization to get a quarterback because the Desmond Ridder experiment failed. Marcus Mariota experiment failed. We had absolutely no money at that time, and when we finally got the opportunity to get some money, shit, we went on a spending spree. He was like, but Mike, he signed a check. I say, why wouldn't he sign a check? You say, Mike, Arthur Blank. You say Arthur Blank, He the one who signed. I was like, the thing is, if you say Arthur Blank was the one who believed in Kirk Cousins, well, if that was so, why did the Atlanta Falcons draft Michael Penix? If Arthur Blank was so sold on Kirk Cousins, and he was the one that brought Kirk Cousins in, why would he draft Michael Penix? Riddle me that, Batman. Why would Mr. Blank spend $100 million on one quarterback, and then you got another quarterback that you draft in the first round, and you're going to get him anywhere from 15 to about 23 million, I believe it was. I forget what it was his first year. With Mike Penix, I don't know. Could be wrong about that. Gonna look at the numbers real quick, but like my thing is, if he was sold on him, I think it's about 15, somewhere in there. First year for Michael Penix, and that contract is about $22 million. 4-year, 22 million. About 5 years, about 13 million signed on. So he got 13 million right off the top. 22 of that is guaranteed. So you gave one quarterback about 40. You got 100. You got about $190 million in guarantee for the first year or so, and then you add another 22 guaranteed. That's over $100 million for two quarterbacks. So was Mr. Blank really sold on him? And then you want me to bash Arthur Smith when he had Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, Taylor Heineke. What was the other quarterback? Scotty, I can't see that myself, dog. I can't see it. I cannot see him missing the playoffs. Like I don't know how you missed this. Logan Woodside, thank you, sir. But you want me to disregard the fact that Raheem literally, and I'm just going down the roster. You just the quarterback, the wide receiver, everything from two positions I just named. Both of them point in the direction of Raheem. Now, it's probably a wash in regards to the wide receiver and the offensive line. Probably a wash. Tight ends probably a wash because it's pretty much the same tight ends. And you look at the defense. Oh, it's not even a comparison. I mean, as much as I hate to see this, you're right. A washed up Matt Ryan was way better than any quarterback that Arthur Smith ever had. And you want me to bash this man, and you want me to keep the same energy for Arthur Smith when Raheem has had two quality quarterbacks? How does that make any sense, you guys? I don't know how that makes any fucking. Matt Ryan was washed up, dog. You talking about behind Peyton Manning? Behind Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan is my dude. He was washed up, my G. Okay, hate to say it, but he was washed up, dog. And even with that, So you look at the defense side of the ball, and you look at the money that he was given. Would you say the past 2 years with Raheem Morris is better than what Arthur Smith had on the defensive side of the ball? Would any? How would you point to? How would you tip that scale, guys? From 24 to 25 roster for Raheem, and then you look at all 3 years with what Arthur Smith had. Who would you tip the pendulum to? I can't say that word, y'all. Pendulum. All right. Who would you tip the scale to? Arthur Smith having a better roster on the defensive side of the ball, having better depth, or would you point the finger as far as the depth is concerned to Raheem Morris? No. We're not talking about the rankings and the numbers and all that type of stuff because the rankings and the numbers are damn near identical. Because at this particular time, this is about the coaching and the skills and the players that the guys had. So we're not talking about the numbers right now because the numbers, obviously, the numbers for both for the last 3 years has been almost damn near the same every year. So we're talking about the roster in itself. Who would you say had the better roster defensively? Up front, linebackers, defensive linemen, secondary. Keshawn said Raheem Morris. ATL Leo says Raheem has no excuses. He's been in the NFL long enough to do better with a better roster than Smith had while he was here. Falcons fans say I don't think Arthur Smith had a better staff as Raheem also. That's a great point. Scotty said I'm glad the Falcons did not get Sean Watson. Yeah. Joe Tex Boy say I say Smith had a better defense roster because of P's. No, that's not a roster. Those are coaching staff. No, don't redefine what the defense is. That is a coaching staff. That's not defense. We're talking about roster. The coaches aren't a part of the roster. You're talking about the roster because this conversation is about the coaching's ability, the coach's ability, his skills. Because this is why I want to have this conversation because we're talking about roster. Roster is one thing, and this is why I said this year I don't care I'm not going to put too much of the focus on the players because I believe personally that we have a much better roster all the way around on both sides of the ball, including special teams. Okay. Raheem had two all pro safeties in his first year as a head coach. That's another thing. I totally forgot about that. The only advantage Arthur Smith has over Raheem defensively was Dean Pease. And again, that's the coaching staff in itself. And we'll get to that. Raheem has the better roster. Arthur Smith is a better offensive coach than Raheem. And that's interesting in itself because he said he's not a defensive guy. So that's really interesting. Yeah, Georgia, Texas boy. He wanted he wanted to change the conversation. I said roster. Who had a better roster? We're not talking about coaching right now. Come on, let's stay on top. Let's stay on. This is why y'all get D's in every damn thing. Okay, y'all remember that. That's why you get D's in every damn thing. You don't listen. We're talking about the roster. Who had the better roster? That means the players that are on the field with numbers on the back of their jerseys. Coaches don't have numbers on the back of their shirts, okay? LT defensively, it's about the same doing 23-24, but they performed better with Smith than they did under Morris. Hold on, you say defensively it's about the same in regards to 23-24. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Because now it's 25, and we got to take that in consideration also. He has a better offense, but not a better defensive roster. Hold on, Rod has a better offensive roster, but not a better defensive roster. This year, our roster is way better than anything Smith had. 24 Falcons fell below the playoff expectations set by everyone, including him. Yeah, we're breaking down the roster in itself just because I want to kind of paint the picture of who had the advantage and why I am saying personally why I can't point the finger and bash Arthur because for the most part, Jay says he definitely has a better roster. If we had given Arthur Smith a little bit more time, then he could have been our version of Jimmy Johnson. It took about Jimmy Johnson about 5 years to win the Super Bowl, and that's why I say like again, I'm not in the I personally don't believe you should fire a guy, especially when you haven't given him a real opportunity. Like Arthur came in, he took this job knowing that he wasn't gonna have no damn money. So he knew what he was getting into. And that's another thing I can't bash Arthur for that. Like the dude had about 80, $90 million in fucking dead cap. He didn't have money. Again, do we have to bring up them damn wide receivers again? Scotty has a better roster than him for sure. Roster's about the same though, 2 years. Yeah. I don't think people appreciate how much not having money impacts the team, especially when your fan base is in Atlanta. And that's all people in Atlanta, that's all they really care about. So when you look at it and you point and you just look at the roster in itself, defensively, let's just say both of these guys or about a wise, I'll say is equal. You look at all you look at the defense is equal, and then you look at the offensive side. I don't think it's close. You got a Bergeron, you got a Caleb McGarrett that's is developed and he has reached his his pinnacle, in my opinion, Chris Lindstrom is the best guard in the NFL. Jake Matthews is we're talking about this guy's a epitome of consistency. Bergeron is another one of those guys that's been consistent, and he's continuing to grow as a guard himself. And then Drake London just turned into a damn monster. And do we really have to point the finger at Mr. Bijan Robinson? Do we really have to talk about Bijan Robinson? Like he's the third best running back in the NFL behind Saquon and Derrick Henry. So when we talk about the coaching and why I personally will not bash Arthur, it doesn't take a rocket science to think about it. It isn't rocket science, y'all. Raheem has had everything. He has everything at his disposal now. There is absolutely no excuses for us not to win the NFC South. None. Okay? Zero. For the second year in a row, this guy got two quality quarterbacks. Who in the hell say that they got two starting caliber quarterbacks right now on one team back to back? Who can say that? What NFL team can say that they have two quality guys? Kirk Cousins, when he's healthy, is a damn good quarterback. And then you got Michael Penix, who's young, but what I saw last year playing against, Washington, like Penix did his thing. Like we're the ones that can say that. So like this dude not only has two quality starting quarterbacks, but he has two starting quality above quality running backs in Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. And then what I'm looking at for Nathan Carter, I personally believe he'll make the squad. But like another one of these guys. So this guy got two starting quarterbacks, two quality starting running backs, two starting quality wide receivers, and Drake and Mooney. And then you got a way above quality tight end and Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is a playmaker. He's a big play guy at that tight end position. And then you got the best, one of the best offensive linemen, the best offensive lineman in the NFL, and Chris Lindstrom. Like, I don't. What excuse does this guy have? That's nothing. All of the question marks for the most part with this Atlanta Falcons offense is, can they stay healthy and can they be good enough with Caleb McGarry being out? There's nothing. And I agree with you here with Charlie Warner. He's a starting caliber tight end himself. One of the best blocking tight ends in the league. So again, like this guy, like he got nothing. He got no excuse at this point. And this is a great point right here, Jay. We also had a great running game on offense with Arthur Smith wide receivers as bad as they were. Like, come on, man. Let's be real. Like again, let's be real when it comes down to it. Like I this is the reason why I'm looking at like people want me to bash Arthur, but like when I look at the roster and the things that he did, I think he did a great job coaching. Now there are some things when you look at him that got him fired, and we say this all the time, and everybody, this is the NFL. The thing about the NFL, if you don't do a good job of developing a quarterback and developing a consistent passing game, your ass is gone. It doesn't matter how long and how well your passing, your running game is. The passing game sells tickets. Ain't nobody trying to come here and watch it. Look, y'all can say what you want. Ain't nobody coming here to run to see Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier carry the ball for 60 times in the damn game. That's not selling in most teams. That does not sell in most NFL franchise. Nobody really want to see that shit. I mean, I got proof. It's called the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry ran the ball for them 950 billion yards with Tennessee. Still couldn't sell the damn ticket. Nobody want to see that bullshit. Nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted to see Tennessee Titans. Nobody. Mac Hollins was a good God Almighty. Mac Hollins was a number two. Like, come on, bro. Y'all want me to bash Arthur? What got Arthur fired is his inability to create a passing game. And one thing about Mr. Blank that he does not want. Look, you're gonna put up points and you're gonna pass the ball. He want highlights out of his passing game. He wants the offense to be consistent. He wants them. He want guys and players that are flashy and gonna put up numbers. Period. Bro, oh my God, Jesus Christ. John Smith was all like, come on, bro. So this is why I wanted to get in detail about why I personally will not bash Arthur, even though like look, it was totally he was told Arthur Mr. Blank was totally justified in firing him. But when you look at what the hell the Falcons gave him, good God Almighty, he didn't have anything. He had a young Drake, he had a young Bijan Robinson, he had a young Tyler Algier, and he had an offensive line. And somehow, Jesus Christ, he turned Cordell Patterson into damn near 1,000-yard rusher. Carlos Washington Jr. Like, bro, go back and he did his job. So, like I said, this is why I'm not going to bash Arthur. I will not do it. I don't think he's the greatest offensive coordinator by any means, but when you look at what he has and what Raheem has, like Kirk Cousins went down and shit. Like this motherfucker, like he had no clue in what to do. You know, we was the top 10 offense. You know, I'm not gonna say he was terrible because that is not true. The Falcons had it, but look, Raheem, he had everything. He has everything at his disposal. Football fans to like opinions of their own to drive their own driving. They think they're experts and really they kind of crappy. And like I said, you can have whatever you want, but like when I look at the art of the coach of coaching, you got to look at two things. You got to look at the roster, and then you got to look at the strength. Obviously, the strength of the roster, because if the strength is your wide receiving core and you're not passing the ball for 4,000 yards, and this is supposed to be the strength of your roster, like that's not great coaching. Because I look at Raheem, from what I understand, from what I understand, that he is a passing game guy, which is fine with me because I think the Falcons, Raheem, they definitely have some great concepts, but like the strength of this offense, would you guys say is the offensive line and the running backs? Because I would say so. I don't think we've gotten there yet. No, I think we'll get there with Michael Penix, Drake, Kyle Pitts, Mooney, and those guys. Like I think we'll eventually get there, but right now, the offensive line and the running game is the strength of this team. There's zero excuse to miss the playoffs. You got Penix, Kurt, your number one, number two, and that's arguably the best duo in the entire league. And actually, they did rank them. They said Kirk Cousins was the best backup in the NFL. So the Falcons have so much. Raheem has so much at his disposal. There is no excuse. I forget who said it. Drawing a blank right now, but they were saying that you know if Raheem Terrence, I believe it was Terrence Mathis. I believe Terrence said, but he was saying the Falcons have no. Yeah, it was Terrence Mathis. Uh, he did an interview and he was on the radio and he was saying like the Falcons have absolutely no excuse not to win the NFC South. Zero. If we had a better offensive coordinator, Desmond Ritter would have took us to the playoffs. I mean, I agree. I definitely agree. This is why again this is why he got fired because there was no development, there was no plan, there was no progression when it come down to the passing game. It just wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. When you mess up the passing game and you mess up the quarterback position, your ass is fired. The NFL does not play about their quarterback position. You mess up the quarterback position, you're done. This is why guys like Mike McDaniel end up getting head coaching job because they're good at helping design passing game and developing the quarterback. Everything evolves around the offense. Yes, Arthur Smith is very good in play action. Yes, he's good at developing the offensive line and the running game. But if you don't develop the passing game, you don't develop your quarterback, you're done in the NFL. You're absolutely done. So I definitely agree with you there. To be honest, the Falcons on a coach or bash no matter what, and he was gonna get it. He was definitely gonna get it regardless. I mean, when you go from Matt Ryan and Julio and and losing those guys, he was a sacrificial lamb. Just like Ben K. Styles said that Desmond Ritter was a sacrificial lamb. I believe that Arthur Smith was a sacrificial lamb. You're supposed to have Julio, Ridley, Pitts, Davis, Cordero. Oh boy, that would have been nice to see too. Why didn't they give Arthur another year knowing because he got it quarterback wrong. It was the right move. He really didn't have a plan for the quarterback. The end. When you don't have a plan for the quarterback in the passing game, you can't get the ball into hands. Like if you're not going to last in the NFL, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, head coach, if you don't have a plan and these guys at quarterback do not improve, the passing game does not improve, you're done. This is why Sean McVay has a job. This is why he's regarded as a guru because every year when they change wide receiver, they change offensive line, they change that like they got one constant in the quarterback, but they always have the constant change in the passing game and the passing offensive linemen and passing receivers. This is why these guys stay. What's the coach with the Giants right now? Like that's why he got a job. Good at passing. when you do not improve as a passing game guy in the NFL, you are done. This is why Andy Reid is regarded as one of the greatest of all time, is because he knows how to develop a passing game. He's going to get you 4,000 yards every year. Don't matter who the hell. Look, you know how many short people, short, fast, slow, big, slow wide receivers that he got on that damn team. Andy Reid got so many. Brian Denver, thank you. He got so many different styles of receivers on that offense. Every year it changes since they got rid of Tariq Hill, and they still put up 4,000 by between 4,000 and 4,500 yards every year. This is why he continues to be in the NFL, and they trust him. It was a consistency. This is why Sean Payton got a game. He has a job too. Passing game. Brian Dable, like I said, like this dude, he got Wilson and Mr. Crab Legs on that team. It's about the passing game. Arthur didn't get it because he was a terrible coach. He got fired because he didn't improve the passing game. It was no improvement. Owners want to see passing game. Like owners want to see passing numbers. They want to see quarterback put up big numbers. The fans want to see big numbers. They want to see 300-yard games. It's no longer where the NFL, for the most part, what they want to see running backs run for 250 yards in the game. They don't want to see that. It's sad. But the casual fan doesn't want to see 200-yard rush. They want to see the quarterback run. They want to see the quarterback put up 1,000, look, 5,000 yards passing. They want to see that. Like, and this right here, Joey Tate, she said, shit, I'm signing 2 quarterbacks. If this is my last rodeo, I'm going all out. It was smart. He understands if you fuck up the quarterback position in the NFL and you don't improve the passing game in the NFL, you are done. So Arthur got fired because he had no plan for the passing game and he had no plan for the quarterback. He had no freaking clue. And what he made the mistake is bringing in old juice figure. All right, Dave Ragone. So again, this is the reason why I'm looking at Arthur. He got fired because he had no plan for the passing game. But like me personally, he did not have a lot of money. Like Raheem had damn near 200 to about $250 million in salary and salary cap. The Raheem didn't have that. Like that's you have to have that today. If you don't have a passing game coordinator, why you think Falcons got all these former passing game coordinators? They made TJ Yates passing game coordinator. Now he's calling plays for the Atlanta Falcons because what's happening is Zach Robinson is starting to get opening a lot of eyes, and he could be gone. Like you better, DJ Williams is another one of those guys that they're developing. That at some point in time he may be the offensive coordinator or the passing game guy for the Falcons. Um, no, I don't think David Gone has a job. I do not think so. I mean, the thing is, any quarterback's contract is gonna screw up the cap. That's why I don't like paying guys, $50 million the way they're getting paid. But it is what it is. I understand it, but you can't afford to lose any quarterback or wide receiver at this point. That's why you have to have a plan for the passing game, because if you get the quarterback position wrong, the wide receiver position wrong, you have if you get the wide receiver position wrong and you have to cut those guys, you got to cut the quarterback. You have to have a plan to be able to build a passing game scheme that is going to last the test of time. This is why development in the passing game and the quarterback means everything. Because what happens if a guy like Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, those guys get old and you got to cut these guys at some point in time, you have to start over. And if you don't know what you're doing in case you have to start over, then guess what? You're going to be terrible. So this is the reason why Arthur Smith was fired. It wasn't because he was just a terrible, terrible offensive coordinator. And we know that to be the case because the Pittsburgh Steelers, they hired him almost immediately. The passing game, this is why I told you guys. This is why I said, I told when I was on Coach's show, Coach Unchained show, I say I look at things from the quarterback position. It'll explain every move. I'm telling you guys, if you look at everything from the quarterback position, everything would make sense. Why do you think half the fucking league, and I'm talking about majority of the league is playing out of the nickel? Huh? Why do you guys believe that majority of the league is playing out of the nickel? Why do you think the guys like Billy Bowman are being drafted in the second and third round to play nickel corner? Not outside boundary corners, but nickel corners. It's because the evolution of the passing game and where the game where it started. This is where it's gone. I told you guys about 2-3 years ago about the RPO, and it's going to take over the NFL. And damn if it didn't. I told you that the spread offense was going to take over. Years ago, I was saying this. We're going to see a whole bunch of RPOs and a bunch of screens and all that too. I told you guys. This is why guys like Billy Bowman are not boundary corners. These guys are because the quarterback position, the passing game, offensive coordinators are drawing up schemes where they can take advantage of the defense in passing situations. Well, how do they do that? Well, they attack the linebackers. So what did the defense? How did the defense respond? Well, they put the nickel package in. This is why I am such a fan of not only the grits blitz, but their 4-3, 4-6 defense, where they use that rover and that joker, mainly the rover. This is why I made a video on DeMarco Hellams, because this is where the NFL is going. No longer you're going to see a lot of corners getting, attacked like that. Is because look, You gotta have that. You gotta have that DB that can not only be physical, he can tackle well, and he can catch. He's a ball hawk and catch the ball. This is where the NFL is going. And if you don't have that, done. It's like the NFL is changing, bro. So, I look. We've been saying this for quite some time, man. Like Raheem did say that. He said that when he was first hired at the Atlanta Falcons, the NFL is changing. He said, he wouldn't be here if the Falcons would have gotten the quarterback position right. Raheem is smart. He understood. Falcons, they get it. He and Terry get it. You have to have a plan for the quarterback, and you have to have a plan for the passing game. You mess up that quarterback position, you done. You mess up the passing game, you done. They're taking away the linebacker. Guys like DeMarco Hillams are the new linebackers now. That's where we're going. The Billy Bowman, these guys are the new DB. They're the new linebackers. They're essentially the new Taylors, Sean Taylor. You know, you have the cornerback, but the D line in itself, like the D line has never really changed for the most part. You still got to get pressure, but defenses now, like the defenses now, um, it's all about athleticism and being able to be athletic enough and physical at the same times. That's why DBs like AJ Terrell are getting paid so much money because they can support in the run and they can cover. This is why guys like Jesse Bates is getting damn near what 23, $25 million. That's where the league is going. Like the quintessential middle linebacker is pretty much dead. Landon, what's going on, bro? How you doing? So, like I said, man, this is where the NFL is going, and at the end of the day, you have to learn how to adjust. You don't learn how to adjust, you're gonna be fired. That's why I said Falcons have not cracked the top 15 defense. Yeah, it's look, you gotta get the guys up front, and you gotta have the DBs not only that can tackle well, but they have the ability to take the ball away. So you have to have two elements in the NFL right now on the defensive side of the ball. Not so much with the linebackers anymore, but you have to have defensive backs that could cover and they can match up with the players, and you got to have guys up front that can get after the quarterback. That's it. That's the recipe for success. Um, Andrew, what's going on? I play DB, and I look. I played corner for a little bit and quit. Yeah, I ain't like getting hit by ran over by running backs. I quit. I wanted to play quarterback. It was weird. Look, I could take a hit at quarterback, but trying to hit somebody, I ain't had a mentality for that. You got to be fucking psycho. You got to be fucked up in the head to play linebacker. I'm and DB. You really got to be fucked up in the head. Sorry, y'all, but yeah, you got to be messed up in the damn head, and it'll, 6 MK alive. So you got to get turnovers and touchdowns. That's where it's at. Yep, yep. Urlacher was that too. hmm So, like I said, it's no secret if you just look at it again. If you just look at the game from the quarterback's eyes, you'll understand why a lot of teams make a lot of decisions. The Falcons, going after Justin Simmons last year, Matthew Judon, like it you see why they're making the moves that they're making. You see why the Atlanta Falcons drafted Kyle Pitts at number 4. Is because this is where the game is going. It's about matchups. This is something that Raheem talked about all the time about matchups. If you don't have the ability to match up with your opponent, whether it be up front with the lineman or in the secondary against their tight end slash wide receiver, you're not gonna last. Lockdown and come. Look, man. I had the speed, ball hawk, but that physics, nope, mm-mm. I ain't like getting hit. Look, I'm Deion Sanders, motherfucker. I'll be the first one to tell you. I fuck around. Look. I fuck around and want to poke you in the eye or something. Shit, you hit me too hard. I get hit too hard. I be out there doing that Bill Romanowski spitting and hitting you below and shit. Like, I ain't like that. Look, I don't like running in trees and shit. Nope. I'm not running to no Jerome Bettis. I'm not running into no goddamn Ladainian Tomlinson and all. No, Derrick Henry. No, sorry, Bob. Look, I'm diving straight to the ground like Deion Sanders. I ain't fit for it. I wasn't fit for no DB. Sorry, Bob. We don't want to be. No, I was like, nope. I'm good, pimp. And that's another thing. Gave the Falcons were clown for taking Penix, and now you see why they've done it. This is where the NFL is going. Like if you don't have a quarterback, you have a plan for the quarterback, and if it's gone, look, you have to have a plan for that quarterback. Kept put me at linebacker and corner. I quit in after middle school. Look, man, telling you, you just got to be, bruh. Telling you, you got to be screwed up in the head to play the corner, DB, tackle, and linebacker. You got to be screwed up in the head, bro. See, I could take a hit, but uh, 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 doing the hitting, running into a motherfucker head, like nah, nope, not my thing. Like I said, it's weird. I look playing quarterback, wide receiver. I could take a hit, but like the hitting part, yeah, it's just a different mentality, man. It's a different mindset. So, about to cut this short, man. We're gonna have a special guest tonight on the originators. We're gonna have Meg, Falcons fans from the UK. She's actually from the UK. Gonna get her on. Hopefully we're gonna continue to everything go right. She'll be on at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Okay, 6 p.m. So be sure to hit that notification on the live. It is available now. But like I said, I wanted to expand on the conversation as to why, when you look at these two guys, like I see both of these guys differently. And I'm not going to bash anyone more than the other one because I think both situations are completely different. And I'm not gonna bash Arthur Smith because we didn't get it done. Because like, let's be real, if we're gonna be honest, Raheem only had one more game better than Arthur. And I look, that's not enough for me to say Raheem is clearly a better coach. One more game, and you didn't, and you had a 6-3. You had a 6-3 record, and all you had to do was go on win 2 to 3 more games, and you couldn't do that. Nah, pimp. I'm not gonna bash Arthur, and like I said, in regards to Raheem, this is his chance. The Falcons got him edge guys, you got DBs. You gave him everything that he wanted. You got more better coaches. You got your guy and Jeff Olbrich. You got Nate Ollie. I think the Falcons have a better coaching staff, and Raheem did a good job of assembling the coaching staff. Muttenberg, um, I think that's his fucking name. But you brought him in. He was the linebacker. I mean, the DB coach for the Atlanta Falcons, and he called the preseason game. This game, so like, no. Yeah, we're not gonna study that other little Pootie Tang in here. Y'all see Pootie Tang in here up here trying to start. He up here trying to start some nonsense. He look talking about he's a better coach than Arthur Smith. Well, I ain't seen it. We ain't been to the playoffs under Raheem. We didn't go to the playoffs under Arthur Smith. So how can we say he's a better coach? Like, get the fuck out of here. See, this is what we talk about, that bend over energy right here. This is what we mean by bend over energy. Y'all bend over for guys that have not accomplished anything, and then you say, "Oh, clearly the better." How? How are you the better? How are you the better? Look, how he's the better coach? He ain't did nothing. He saw Raheem name. He just saw Raheem name. This is about the Raheem and Arthur Smith debate. No, they didn't say that Raheem is a better coach. They didn't just say that. You made that up. No player said Raheem was a better coach. They said they like Raheem as a coach. See, this is why you gotta listen to the press conferences, y'all, because you fuck around and listen to a guy like Tank. You'll be out here chasing fucking unicorns off Stone Mountain and shit. Listen to this motherfucker. You don't believe in Raheem? No, I don't believe in it. I don't look. I don't believe in I don't believe in myths. You gonna have to show me. What has Raheem shown me? Raheem shown me that he can win 7 to 8 games consistently. Raheem has shown me that he's a very good assistant. What you Gino, campaign Gino, why should I believe in Raheem? Give me a legitimate reason why I should believe in Raheem. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Oh, he's a piece of shit. Why? Why is Arthur a piece of shit? Because you don't like him and you don't like what he said? That sounds familiar, don't it, guys? You don't like what Arthur Smith said, so he's a piece of shit. Hmm? Raheem trying to be cool. He smiled too much. I want to coach like Billy Chick, Dan Quinn. They never smiled. Look, all that fucking smiling and shit. That's all cool for the media and cool to be, on GQ and all that good bullshit. That's all cool. Look, this is what I'm talking about. This motherfucker out here chasing unicorns off Stone Mountain. Hold on, Mike. The players and executives vouch for Raheem. No one has ever said let's keep Arthur Smith. Of course they did. It's called the Who, Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, that's common. We don't chase unicorns off Stone Mountain, bro. I don't. You can, but I don't. Y'all motherfuckers will jump off of the moon without no fucking spaceship because everybody said Raheem is a better coach. Raheem has shown me that he can get these guys 7 wins. That's what he's proven to me. That sounds real familiar, Kim. Mm-hmm. Really familiar. Yeah, like y'all say he's an asshole because y'all don't like what the fuck he said. But guess what? Guess who else said it? Dean Pease. But y'all wasn't campaigning to get him fired. Raheem. Oh shit. He was he was in charge of one of the worst defenses in history. Like and like I said, right, like Arthur had his faults. Like I talked about it earlier. Like he had his faults. He had no plan for the passing game and developing wide receiver. He had no plan for the passing game and developing the quarterback. That's why he got fired. Good at developing the offensive line, good at developing the running game, good at getting the ball to his tight ends and the play action. Good at that. But that's not enough. Here you go. He has experience that you're looking for. Raheem has the knowledge on both sides of the ball. Man, all right. I said evidence. I ain't say your feelings, sir. Okay. Like motherfucker want to get up here and talk about, everybody say they love me. Mm-hmm. They love me. Smile, smile, smile. Giggle, giggle, giggle. The fuck out of here with that. Motherfucker out here shitting rainbows and sparkles. I love Raheem. All the NFL executives say they love Raheem. The fuck I care. Where's my playoff? You know that scenes on Matrix when he came back from picking up Neo and he said he walked into his house. He said, "Girl, where's my puss?" That's what I'm talking about. Fuck all that imaginary telling me what you gonna give me. I need it. I need to see it. I don't want to tell you. I don't want you to tell me how good that thing is, girl. I want to experience it. I want you to, God, give it to me. I don't want no imagination. I don't want you to talk about how good your head is, girl. You better show me. Girl, you better show me how good that head is. I don't want nobody else. Look, who cares about, I want to see it. Okay? That's why Instagram is so damn popular. This is why OnlyFans. I want to see it. I do not want you to tell me. I don't want to hear Rich McCain talk about how good. Oh, Raheem is such a great guy. Oh my goodness, this guy is really smart. This guy's such a great defensive guy. He's gonna be a great guy. Bitch, I wanna see it. The fuck out of here. I don't want you to talk about how sloppy it is. I wanna see it. I wanna experience it. Y'all want to sit up here and write goddamn essay passages and fucking shit on Twitter and man, this guy is 19 and 9 in third down percentages. I wanna see it. Up here talking about goddamn, oh, that man over there, he used to play for him. I wanna see it. The hell I care about that damn smile. Y'all care too much about smiling and giggling and oh. We'll get there, baby. We'll get there. Just give me time. I'm sick of it. I am sick and tired of the giggly, googly committee. Okay? Fuck that. I want to see some motherfucker with some black eyes and broken toes, goddammit. Okay? I want to see motherfucker with goddamn handprints on the back of their ass, okay? That way I know you're giving it up. That way I know you've been down that road, okay? That's how I know. Motherfucker up out here goddamn with look, the motherfucker got all this bullshit on. Look, I wanna see that you been dirty. All this talk. Motherfucker talk about numbers. I wanna see your numbers. Show me the money. Show me. What Jesus say about the money? If you ain't talking numbers, period. The end. Show me the money. That's it. Up here talking about what the fuck I like. God damn it, I like. Look, you know who else I damn like? I love that damn Cameron Brink. Okay? Love it. But chances are I ain't gonna get it. So I ain't gonna sit up here and goddamn dream and no, chances are that shit ain't happening. So I get me something real. What's real? Motherfucker, I love that Cameron Brink, boy. Woo, what? That's a fine motherfucker right there. Chances are I ain't gonna get it. So I'm not gonna sit up here and put fucking collages and shit all on my damn wall. It ain't fucking happening. I know it ain't gonna happen. Chances are there's about a 1% chance that I ever get a piece of that. Motherfucker been talking about what Raheem, he smiled great. Everybody like him. So I do too, goddammit. Where is it? Show me the money. If you can't show me proof, bye. The end. Why y'all think Dion? Everybody thought he was done when he was at Jackson State. What happened with Dion? Got another chop. Got another opportunity. Went to Colorado and turned that motherfucker around. Everybody said, oh, it was just, it's because it's just Dion. He's not a good coach. Well, guess what? He got it done. Show me the money. I want to see it. Look, that my look. Look. Look, we're at the point where fans, the media in Atlanta, even the media is tired of talking. Look, they tired of writing about. Y'all don't think we get tired as writers? Y'all don't think we as media, extension of the media, of the national media, you don't think we get tired of talking about how fucking well Raheem smiles and one day we'll get there? Look, shit. You don't think Martin Luther King got tired of that goddamn "We shall overcome, we shall overcome"? Pow, 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 pow. They got tired of that bullshit. That "we shall overcome" bullshit. One day we'll get there. We want to see it. The end. Look, one thing I know about Raheem, he gonna stand on the corner and smile, and he gonna bring in a lot of his friends. That's where I'm confident with Raheem. But right now, I'm fuck that. I'm on edge. Okay, I'm standing in the corner with a goddamn a water balloon full of piss. Okay, you do some dumb shit, it's right in your face. Fans are tired. We tired of this bullshit. We tired of up here talking about every goddamn, goddamn it, the same Falcons over and over. We tired of that shit. Tell me when I'm fucking wrong. Tell me when we talk about how many. Look, I know y'all get tired of me talking about. God damn it, we done lost the game the same damn way. Here we go, the same thing. We tired of that shit. We try to hear goddamn rise up, Falcons rise up, rise up, rise up, Falcons rise up. We ain't rising up worth a goddamn. Show me. Let's get it done. Fuck the slogan. Fuck the smiles. Let's get it done. Fuck you and your motivator, okay? Motherfucker up here want to praise the fucking motivator. Well, fuck that. I want somebody who actually gonna do it. And if you don't like that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. Up here talking about what motherfuckers like. Motherfucker, I like spaghetti, goddammit. Guess what? I love chili. Guess what? I love a lot of stuff. But nobody cares. Hey? Nobody cares. Get it done. Let's get it done, Falcons. Let's get it done, Raheem. Let's get it old brick. Let's see it. We are tired of it. Like the fuck we talking about? We the money. Like shit. It's a lot of shit we love. But god damn it. Look, we need more of that. I love Kool-Aid. Love a lot of shit. Don't nobody care about what the fuck I love. Oh, fuck you and your energy, okay? And fuck anybody else. Keep the same energy. I ain't gotta keep shit. I can be a fucking hypocrite I want. All y'all gonna do is sit down and tighten crack. Shit. Look, y'all don't think Martin Luther King got tired of that shit? Why you think he was looking? Look, why you think Martin Luther King was looking at what he said in his last speech? I know someone is right here with me. He got tired of that bullshit with the motherfuckers in his own crew. He got tired of singing them goddamn songs. We shall overcome songs. That motherfucker said, fuck all y'all in that last speech. Tell me I'm motherfucking lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Martin Luther King looked right in that fucking camera, mad as hell. He knew he was dead. He said, fuck Abernathy, fuck all y'all niggas who don't switch up on me. He got tired of that shit. He wanted to see some wins. He wanted to see progression. He got tired of the bullshit. So fuck Raheem and his goddamn smile. Let's get this shit done. Shit. Thinking I'm fucking crazy because this motherfucker up here, I'm supposed to like because another motherfucker like his smile. The fuck I care. The Martin Luther King and all these other motherfuckers get tired of the bullshit. I am too. That motherfucker repeating the same bullshit. Yeah, I don't switch up. Don't switch up. Fuck Raheem. Okay? Fuck him. Until we see some progress, and I have seen progress. I don't know who the fuck you think you scaring, Tanky Poo. Because nobody up here ain't scared of that bullshit you talking. He was a part of the people that blew the fucking Super Bowl, so the hell with him until we get another one. Like I said, if Martin Luther King get tired of the bullshit, so can I. Shit. Oh, this over. Oh, look, I'm supposed to be just overly. I'm just supposed to be overly supportive because he's a black man and he's a Falcon. Make that make sense, y'all. As soon as we lose, the motivation goes out the door for us fans. I know I'm going to be mad if we lose to the Bucks, but like I said, my thing is we're supposed to be tired. We're supposed to be upset. We're supposed to be tired, and we're supposed to be upset. This is over 40 years, 50 years of no fucking championship. You can take that smile, turn that son bit sideways. You can take that goddamn reputation and turn that son bit sideways. You can take Kirk Cousins and turn that son bit sideways. You can take goddamn Jeff Ulbrich and turn that son bit sideways. You can take Arthur Smith, Arthur Blank, Arthur Pendulum, all the motherfuckers. You can take all that shit and turn that shit somebody and shove it up your ass. I want results. I want wins. Fuck any one of these players that's sitting up here trying to get me to support a guy because he's a Falcon. Fuck that. 60 fucking years and no Super Bowl. Go to hell with your smile and your goddamn reputation. Show me the money. I'm supposed to be up here just all giggly and super supportive because he's a Falcon. Man, please. Falcons fans, we won a championship. Period. Give it to us. And yes, I'm willing to be patient, but go to absolute hell with sitting up here. I'm supposed to be because I'm a fucking Falcon fan and everybody like him. I'm just supposed to be, man, please. Shit, do we look like the Cincinnati Bengals fans? Do we look like the goddamn Mike Brown over here? Do I look like him? Hell no. If Michael Jordan can dot his own teammates' eyes, and I'm supposed to sit up here and looking at this giggly goddamn goof. Michael Jordan dotting his teammates' eyes because they don't have the same passion to win. But I'm supposed to sit up here and look at this giggly goof because he got a Falcon symbol on. I'm supposed to be all smooth and all that. I'm supposed to sit up a giggly goof, watch us lose the teams that we should be beating, like the fucking Carolina Panthers. That motherfucker up here crip walking into the goddamn into the damn into the damn end zone. We got Bryce the Christ up here crip walking into the goddamn end zone. This motherfucker looks up at the sky like he's looking for goddamn Moses in the sky or whoever the hell he's looking for. I'm just supposed to be cool, calm, and collected and watch this motherfucker choose his spearmint gum. And say, Mike, I hope you keep that same energy. I'm supposed to keep that same energy. That motherfucker could have did a whole goddamn 1970 breakdown dance. And the Falcon defense didn't do a damn thing. Look, motherfucker, I would have gave that motherfucker a Jeff Hardy goddamn. I would have gave his ass a Jeff Hardy chest shot. I would hit that motherfucker upside with a water bottle or something. You ain't finna embarrass me like that. I'ma should do a sound as your ass. But you want to sit up here and talk, Mike, I hope you keep the same energy. I ain't keeping shit the same. I'm not keeping no same energy until we get what we want. We want consistency. We want a defense that we can be proud of. And we want a team that's going to do what it takes to get wins. And we can't continue to lose the teams that we should be beating. So to go to hell with your Coke and your smile, Raheem, until you get what we want. And that, my friends, is the bottom line because Mad Mike said so. And if you enjoyed this show, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to come chat. Falcons football with your boy, Mad Mike. And I'm out of here. Deuces.
Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.